welcome to the channel. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you don't know who I am Somi. I do some singing, some acting, some wedding planning and party planning on this channel, as well as like advice, stuff with my fiance, just lifestyle, home renovations, everything, bits and bobs, wedding advice, whatever I'm interested in at the moment. Basically, it's a very free flowing channel basically. But yeah, come join the family, come join the subscribers, like the video if you like, if this helps you. And I don't know why I choked them basically on my own spit, but if this helps you with like your own eczema journey, just let me know in the comments below. Like, I always like discussing everyone's what helps different people and stuff, as you can see in my previous videos as well. So yeah, let's get on with the video. So yeah, I'm going to talk about my eczema journey basically. I don't think I've done this one a little journey update in a while. I know I talked about like the different foods that have helped improve my eczema, but I've not spoken about my journey in a while from what I can think of. So yeah, so just a basic lowdown. I've had eczema all my life. Anyway, yes, I've had eczema all my life, and I think my mum said it got activated when I stuck my hands in the bowl full of peanuts, which I'm allergic to when I was a child, so who knows. But yeah, I've had it since I was a baby basically, and it's really, when I was younger it was really severe, I would say, even up until maybe a couple of years ago. Yeah, when I was younger it was really severe basically, let's start off with that. And as I grew older, it did lessen. In high school it was really bad, and then like when I became maybe A-levels time, 16ish, it sort of lessened. It was always still there, but it did lessen. When I went to uni, it was still alright, and up until about third year, maybe stress, I don't know, but my last year of uni, it sort of came flaring back. I had quite a big flare up, which lasted like a couple of years, I would say, and up until recently, no, up until last year about, it got better. So this is just a little talk about the journey that I went through with it basically. At the moment I still have eczema. Obviously you always still have eczema, but it's always on like certain parts like my elbows, and it comes and goes basically. And then like my hands, I hardly get it on my feet, and my feet used to be the worst point where I used to get my eczema, but now to be honest it just only, it comes on my hands, and that's probably because of hand washing, obviously in this climate. A lot of hand washing, and obviously you're doing a lot of stuff with your hands at the moment. But yeah, so that's where I'm up to at the moment. And really, like everyone's bodies is different, we all know that. And the different treatments that have helped me really helped me in certain stages, because I wouldn't say if I did one treatment at that stage it wouldn't have helped me in the next one, from what I can remember. Like obviously steroids, they will obviously help, but then when you go off them there's a withdrawal period, so that doesn't really, there's really like pros and cons to using steroids. And I would, it's hard because like I had a flare up a couple of years ago and I did use a steroid, but then I didn't use it to the point that I was like hooked on it, my skin was hooked on it. I used it to the point, I can just hear banging in the background, that's right, I don't know what he's doing. I used it to the point that it helped with the flare up, and then like obviously my eczema was still bad, but I did try and stop using it. But like when I was younger, obviously that's what they give you. They don't try and find the cause, that's just what they give you to like mask it up basically. So I feel like a lot of people that suffer from eczema really struggle to control it, and struggle with the flare-ups later in life, because all they have known is steroids, if that's what the doctor has prescribed obviously. But that's what I did use when I was younger, obviously with my mum and stuff, and then we all use Deprobase and all these E45 creams and stuff, but they never really worked for me for some reason. Like creams from like the shops like that never really worked, and I don't know why. I don't know why I never took to my skin. My skin always was dry after it, like it just never gelled really. And then after that I used homeopathy, which was like special. To be honest, I don't actually know what homeopathy is. I obviously did it for quite a while because we were just trying to find anything that would help me, really. This was when I was homeopathy even. What did I call it? Homeopathy. So homeopathy, a system of complementary medicine in which elements are treated by minute doses of natural substances that in larger amounts would produce symptoms of the element. Oh, right. So they try and combat it with what is causing it, basically, with little doses. And then, did that work? I don't know. I don't know if it worked, really. Maybe my mum will have more of a thing. But I used that when I was, I think, just out of uni. Yeah, because we were just really trying to find anything that would help my eczema because it was still flaring up and we didn't know what was causing it, obviously. So we tried that for a couple of months, I would say, and it's expensive. It's an expensive type of treatment. And to be honest, I don't know if it helped. I don't remember it clearing my eczema. I don't remember, I was taking a little medicine. I don't remember it helping at all. So yeah, that's that. If you have a better experience with homeopathy, is it homeopathy or homeopathy? No, if you have a better experience, let me know. So I'm really interested if it does help people with eczema, because it is such an interesting treatment and how they go about it. But yeah, I just want to know if it is successful with different people. Obviously some people go vegan, but that never helped me, and obviously with my nut allergy it doesn't really help. But yeah, and then after that I used the laser treatment, the UV light treatment, and that was a very interesting experience, if I do say so myself. I think it did help. It brought it all out. That's how I can describe it. It literally brought all my eczema out, and I know that sounds horrible because it was literally so dry and so horrible for ages. But I think from that's when it started getting better. That was a couple of years again. That was, I think, last year I started doing light treatment. And yeah, all I can say is that it brought my eczema out from internally, if that makes sense, to be on the surface. Take that how you want to take that, and then from then on I could start treating the eczema like that. But it was a very daunting experience. You have to go every week. Was it Monday and Friday? Was it twice a week? I did do a video on this as well. For some reason I feel like it's twice a week, or at least once a week anyway, every week for a couple of months, and it was daunting. It was annoying, let's be honest. Like, who wants to be going to the doctors every week to be sitting there for 10 minutes and doing like your arms and feet? Is horrible, it's annoying. Pardon me. But obviously you do what you can to obviously make it better, because no one wants to be living with eczema because it's horrible. I know this, obviously everyone says it's worse diseases, but it is a horrible disease to live with. Like, it's not nice, obviously, to be feeling uncomfortable in your skin and itchy and just horrible every night and stuff. So you just do what you can to keep going, I guess, and to try and beat it. So that's what I did. And from then on, it did get better. It did, actually, because I think then I was really understanding, just not giving an F what people thought anymore. I just thought this needs to be out of my system. I don't know why I'm punching. And I really tried to focus on what helped it. And I remember my friend gave me a cream. This cream is not even in England, so I don't advise anyone using it. It's called Funbat A. I think I did mention this in a different video. And I used that. It's like a magic cream, let's be honest. People, I think it's not in the Western countries because it's not even on the internet anymore, because it's like a bleaching thing. So that's why people, you have to be very careful if you do use it, by the way. I don't recommend anyone using this. I'm not going to advise people to use it. But it is a bleaching cream, so people use it for bleaching, but it can help with like acne or like spots. People use it for spots and obviously eczema as well, and it does help it, and it actually did help it quite a lot. In small doses, but I don't advise anyone use it because it obviously is strong stuff to be putting on your skin. So yeah, I did use that for a period of time as well, which was quite interesting, and it did help it. I'm not gonna lie, it did. But again, if you are using it, use it cautiously, because I don't think it shouldn't be sold, to be fair. It shouldn't. But when desperate times call for desperate measures, I'm just going to leave that comment out there. Anyone that has eczema or a skin disease can know living with it is very interesting. It definitely impacts your relationships, I would say, and obviously your mental health and how you live your day-to-day life. It is very taxing on the brain. And I would say, like, from a young age, it was hard. I would say, like, when I was younger, it was hard. Like, I covered it. I remember, like, I used to do all that cling film wrapping and everything when I was younger. And obviously my mum would put me in, like, gloves to not scratch and things like that. And it is hard, like, to be sleeping with that and obviously waking up in the middle of the night and, like, being irritated, like, you have to scratch and all this stuff and crying about it. And obviously it affects you, like, in terms of, like, when you become a teenager and you want to go out, or you don't want to show your skin, or go to swimming pool because you don't want to show your skin. Like, it's horrible. And no one was ever, like, obviously you do get nasty people sometimes, or when you're children, people just don't know what they're saying. They don't realise it's going to impact you. So obviously there were nasty comments sometimes and things like that, but you just have to keep it moving, I guess. You just have to keep it moving, because it, like, it's just hard, I think. It's definitely a hard disease to live with, in terms of it's your appearance, and obviously in this world you get judged for your appearance. That's just the way society is. So it does have a lot of impact on your mental health. But yeah, definitely, like, none of my friends were ever horrible or anything like that. But again, like in summer, I've said this before, you don't want to show your skin. You don't want people to see your scars and things like that, because you feel like it's ugly, I guess, in a certain sense. Yeah, and then again, feeling uncomfortable in your own skin, like, why would you want that? Of course you don't want that. So there's a lot of things like that goes into having eczema or any skin condition that you have. And then obviously, when you have romantic relationships, like, personally, for my relationships, it's never really affected how they see me or how they treat me or anything like that. But it's embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie, this is very honest. It's embarrassing sometimes, like when my eczema was flaring up, and then there's obviously, like, you know, flakes in the bed and different things like that, and then they're waking up with, like, my skin on them. So yeah, it's not nice, is it? Or like to have to hoover it up and all that sort of stuff because you're flaking so much. It's not nice. So it does have a big toll on your mental health, but you just have to really push through, I feel like. That's easier said than done, but you really have to push through. You have to keep just trying to fight it and hope for. And the thing is with eczema, I feel like a lot of people's eczema, I have atopic eczema, but a lot of people's eczema is triggered by stress as well. So this is all happening. So obviously you're stressed out about that, but then you're trying not to be too stressed, because you try and let you don't want the flare-ups to be like coming back and things like that. So it's an ongoing circle. Let's be honest. But you really have to push through and think that's only going to be one chapter, in a sense, of your life. It's not going to be forever. I hope not, anyway. You just have to push through, because it's not forever. Personally, for me, it's not forever. And if you're fighting at that moment now, it's not forever. You have to think of the outcome, what will happen in the future. Because eczema doesn't define you. It's not you. It's a skin condition. It's a skin disease. So you really have to live with it. It's technically you're trying to live with it and not fight it, actually, because the more you fight and the more stress you get, the worse it becomes sometimes. So you have to live with it, like, condition it, tell it, I know what you're trying to do, and then, you know, like, it's a working relationship all the time, I think. And then you also have to enjoy life, to be honest. I know it's hard because obviously, like I said, it's feeling comfortable in your skin, but you do have to try and enjoy life and what's coming around and not miss those moments. Because I know that, like, 2018 was so bad because my eczema was just that bad, but I really struggled going out and everything because I didn't want people to see my skin flaking or me having been worried I'm going to scratch myself to death like in the middle of a show or something. So it's an ongoing battle, but also is the worst friendship that you can have, I guess. If that makes any sense. I hope this is making sense, people. This is how I describe it anyway, and how I make myself feel better about it. Like now, touch wood, I don't have any flare-ups, but I know like these little bits on my hand, I know that they're there. I'm trying not to stress about, oh, like, this bit is coming back and all this stuff, because I know on and off it is going to come back. That's just natural, that's how it is. That's how the disease is. So you just have to really like think, like try obviously not to scratch, but also think like it's going to be there for a bit and then it will go away. Don't give too much attention to it. Try not to. Keep moisturising, keep giving it, keep fighting it in the sense of like giving it like the treatment that you do, like either if that's being vegan or having coconut oil or having steroids, even though steroids aren't very good, so just be careful. Yeah, just see what works for you, I would say. Yeah, see what works for you, because we all hear the horror stories of like, you know, steroids withdrawal and all this vegan thing, and like even if you go vegan it doesn't always help and all these different things. You just have to really see what works for you and know that it's just a moment in your life and it's not going to be forever, and just obviously find that support system that will help you. My mum was the biggest support system during my eczema, and Ryan, like in my later life, because he just did not care, which was probably the best thing that could happen for me. So they were massive support systems and obviously trying to help me and whatever it was. So yeah, and obviously just chat to people, find out what's helping other people and maybe try it yourself. Like that's why I watch so many of these eczema videos, because they help me see, oh okay, right, okay, I'll try that instead, you know what I mean? So you just have to see what works for you. Everyone's different, but see what works for you and see what can help you with your eczema or psoriasis or acne or anything. There's so many skin diseases. Those are the only 3 that I know of though, sorry. Obviously I know others. Anyway, that's the point of this video, but yeah, see what works for you. This was a quick little video. I didn't want to drag on too much, but I feel like it was a very honest video about how my journey has been and mental health and obviously flare-ups and things like that. So if it does help anyone, I'm glad. And if you want to chat about anything else, just send me a DM on my Instagram, or you know, chat in the comments and stuff, and I'll obviously try my best to give some advice, or you know, just have a chat if that's what you want, because sometimes that's all I want. Thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on my next video. Bye.